Update 5.7 is live. There's missing events, a scam milestone event, but possibly the best bug ever. I am talking about that with my brother, Mr. Hartgrave, on your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update. Mr. Hartgrave, how are you, my friend?
Fantastic, Valley.
Oh yes, and how are you liking this update? Is this all you've expected, or is it more than you've expected, or less? What that's I see that hand in the face. Gives me kind of an indication of what you feel about this update. It's not all bad. This is there's a bug in this update. This quite possibly the best bug ever in Marvel Strike Force, but we're still owed a few compensation for some older bugs. There was a Dagger bug that happened when people started the event, and I guess they had some older currency. They get a bunch of Dagger shard, or a bunch of orbs that they can open to get those Dagger shards. Also, when the Blitz started last week, Thursday, some people were getting events currency for the event that was going on to get some of the blue gear or whatever that. We're still owed that compensation. They said it would come during 5.7. We are in 5.7. So when do you think we're going to get this compensation for Dagger and that event that was up?
Shortly, in a bit.
So it sounds like you have the exact memo from Scopely over there of the timing of this event. But those a good bug. There's a really good bug that some players were able to take advantage of. I knew about this, but I was, sometimes around server reset, I'm just too busy with other things going on, so I was not able to. But boom! Guaranteed drop rate for Moon Knight. This is probably the first bug that was discovered by a lot of people. How fun is this?
It was good. This was actually enjoyable. It was like one of the best 10 seconds of the game I spent last night.
Guaranteed drop rates. Now, we were talking about this a little bit beforehand before we started recording. How good would it be for these double drop events to do something like this? Actually give double drops or give guaranteed drops. Would that make you want to spend more? Would that make you want to play more? Would that up your enjoyment of this game, Mr. Hartgrave?
Yeah, I mean, I would feel it would be more fair, it would be more fun. And like literally Moon Knight doesn't matter at all. So giving away like free shards, this bug didn't hurt anybody. It only helped. It's a good thing. Let's do more of it.
Scopely, I hope you're listening. Boundless, I hope you're listening. Whatever the decision makers, if you're working for Scopely, I hope you're listening, because this is fun. This is fun. I know it was a bug, not intended, but yeah, fun for people that do this. And I didn't get to take advantage of it, but I would have loved if we could take advantage of it. Now, moving on for something, a good bug in the game. Let's talk about something a little more controversial. Now, for myself, I live in the US. The symbol, the Imperial Japan flag, never was really something that controversial in the US, but apparently especially in South Korea, in China, very, very offensive, because there was some bad things that the Japanese did back during World War II. This is what the costume looked like, but before the update dropped, I mean, I guess it was during the maintenance period, we got information that this symbol on his chest, because it was very close to what the symbol for the flag was, is being removed. We got a messaging and the official Marvel Strike Force blog post here about that. You had the reaction, or I guess I had the reaction to this. What was your reaction? Let me ask this question correctly. What was your reaction when you saw that they were removing the symbol and Silver Samurai would not be in the game as this update dropped, like we normally have? We normally have a character offer that we could buy when the update drops, but nothing. So what was your thoughts when you saw this?
I think I immediately thought of the quirky tag and how that they did nothing to that, yet this is getting addressed, which is good. I'm glad they're addressing it. I'm a little shocked that they got that far with it without realizing what they were doing. But it does show that if they are doing something offensive, they can pull the plug on it if they want to.
If they want to, yeah. Now, I gotta be honest, I was not aware that this was offensive. I grew up in Hawaii. I'm part Japanese. I grew up with a lot of people that were from China, from Korea. Never knew that this was something that was offensive till like later in like my 30s and 40s. Were you aware that this was offensive overseas?
Yeah, No, Mr. Hartgrave's pretty woke. It would be like it would be akin to someone from outside the United States looking at the Confederate flag and being like, "Oh, what's offensive about that? It's just a different version of the American flag."
Gotcha.
Like that. So if there was like a superhero with a Confederate flag on him, that could be offensive to a lot of people here in America.
Now, I guess I don't know if we have too much of a informed opinion. No, I don't. But some people are saying there's bad guys that have offensive symbols. Silver Samurai is a bad guy. Maybe they should have left it because he's supposed to be doing that. And I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Here's the problem with it. How much representation do we have of Asian culture in the game to begin with?
Colleen Wing and Shang-Chi.
It's not a lot, though. And so, like, a third of the representation that's in the game is going to be this. That's kind of the problem.
Gotcha.
Whereas even if there was, like, Mr. Confederate flag hero, you have a lot of other representation to kind of offset that. Whereas with this, you kind of don't.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Very good points there. So I guess for that, I'm glad that they're removing this. I'm not offended by it, but I don't want people that are offended by this to be hurt by this. So it's good that they're doing this, but it creates some problems for what I think they had planned in the game, because this if we go back and look at this shot here, Silver Samurai was supposed to be the first character released in this patch, and because he's not, that means we don't have a character that was released on launch. Also, should have had an event. In this blog description here, actually, where is the blog? Here it is. They talk about an event for Silver Samurai. Form a top squad with a limited time honorable trait for the Silver Samurai event campaign, Curse of Muramasa. Now, normally we get those like around the Friday of the patch, so should have been tomorrow. I don't think we're getting this event because there's no Silver Samurai in the game. So, what are your thoughts on this event and this honorable tag in the game? Whenever we get it, how difficult do you think this event is going to be? There's some pretty good characters in this with this honorable tag here.
If you're a new player, it looks like you might suffer quite a bit.
A lot of these newer characters. Yeah, Secret Avengers here, new warriors are here. You even got Shang-Chi in here, so some really good characters here. But
character. But if you're newer and you didn't really go, and it kind of goes. One of my main points of advice that I'm giving out is for event campaigns to go really hard on those, like 600 cores a day kind of hard. Mm-hmm. And that will get you like a 5-star usually character. So if you had like a 5-star Deathpool, a 5-star Sharon Carter, you're going to be in much better shape on this than if you didn't. Yes,
I agree. Now, for longer time players, a lot of people, they just pretty much auto through a lot of these events. For a while, I've been saying, I want there to be like a very, very difficult end node there. Yeah. Not a lot of rewards, but just for the challenge of going in with these characters, trying out them at a high challenge. And like I said, minimal reward, so it doesn't screw up newer players, mid-game players. But I do want to fight that challenge that I actually have to fight these battles and not just auto it. But you mentioned something before we started this. Which of these characters is going to be in the orb for this event? There's a lot of good characters, and I was thinking probably everybody in this with this auto trait except for the Secret Avengers. What are your thoughts? Who's going to be in this orb when it finally comes out?
Man, the last one was so bad. I don't have high hopes. Cloak and Dagger will not be in the orb. That's a given, though. That's never happened. No. They've never put the newest character in the orb, so I don't expect that. My biggest hope is that they will put Deathpool in. If they don't put Deathpool in, I'm just convinced that they hate us.
All right. What are your thoughts on Secret Avengers? I was kind of half joking that they would not put them in there. They usually make characters farmable around the time that they're legendary. If they're required for legendary events, they usually make them farmable around that time. I'm expecting eventually these characters will be farmable at some point, but do you think that they'll be in this orb, honestly? Or do you think Scopely is just going to say, nah, buy it if you want Omega Red?
My honest opinion is no, they will not be in the orb.
Okay.
I think the best we're going to get is Deathpool. There's going to be one unfarmable character in this orb besides the event character.
All right. I hope you're. I think you're right, but I hope you're not.
It's literally what happened last time.
All right. Well, we will see whenever this event comes out. I was expecting this event tomorrow, but yeah, we'll see whenever this event comes out. They got to do some corrections on what is his name, Silver Samurai, but because of the Silver Samurai, not only are we getting this event delayed, but we have a milestone event going on right now that seems to be very, very unfriendly to players. This Experiment X event for this Wolverine costume. And I don't know if you have went through these numbers, but basically 4,200 points per day for this event. And this is resetting every day for 14 days. They discussed that, and you're getting 1 point for spending campaign energy, 1 point for spending ISO 8 energy, and 2 points for spending 1 power course. When you first saw these numbers and you first saw what you would get in these milestones, what was your reaction last night when you saw this event went live?
That reaction is on my YouTube channel in an uncensored form.
All right. What is a censored version of your reaction then? Since this is normally a family-friendly channel.
I guess I won't be getting the costume.
I guess not. Now, this is very similar to what happened with the lunar event and that. And someone on Reddit was nice enough to go over these numbers for us. Let me give this person a shout out here if it could pop up. Claudia Seal, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So the price for his costume, 50,000 pink credits. The maximum amount of credits available per day is 3,600. You need to get 3,600 every day for the unlock, which requires the 4,200 points per day. You get 528 regular campaign energy for free every day. And that is if you claim using all your energy and not letting it top off at all. 600 ISO 8 energy for free every single day. That leaves about 3,000 points that you need to earn through spending cores. Are you spending so if it's 2 points per core, that's about 1,500 cores per day that you would need to spend. Would you be spending that even if this event, this Curse of Muramasa event would be going on? I think you said you spent about 600 cores. That's still about a 900 core difference or so. Do you think we would up that if we had this event going on right now? Or an event starting tomorrow?
Yeah, this is a little different than the math that I saw. What I saw, and I saw this from two different sources, is that it's between 800 and 850 cores a day you would need to spend. Okay. Because you have energy that goes into that too, and other. But 800
makes sense.
And I would be closer to that if the event was going on. Like I said just a bit ago, I do 600 cores a day when event campaigns are running. So it's foreseeable with energy usage, with the event running. And as far as we know, I mean, like fixing Silver Samurai should just, if they just paint shop that a little bit, maybe they can get it out by Friday and that will improve this event. However, if you miss the first day, you're going to be short and you're going to be in a prime position for FOMO when they sell you those offers at the end for like a few credits, which I almost feel is the strategy, which is just really transparent and cash grabby.
So yeah, maybe the math that you saw is correct. Maybe the math on this, I didn't double check either of them, but just as math aside, you're going to need to spend a lot of cores per day for this event. And yeah, it's not a very player friendly event. I feel that there's a lot of this teal gear in here. I think a lot of people want to get everything, and I don't think we need to get everything. No. But I feel at least these pink bits, these pink phase bits, we should be able to get that and get this costume. Maybe not all the tier gear, maybe not these gold promo credits. That's fine, but who thought of this? Why unlocking this costume? We're talking about a costume. We're talking about a costume here, Mr. Hartgrave.
Yeah, no, I know. I get both ends of this. So I understand why people are upset about this because they were giving us costumes for free.
Yes.
They didn't want to. When costumes first came out, they wanted you to pay $50 per costume.
Okay.
And nobody did that. So they have to do something else. People have to spend on this game or else this game won't exist.
Yeah.
So they have to find creative ways to get people to spend on this game. However, this isn't creative enough because there's no reason for me to drop like 800 cores right now, and definitely not 1,500 cores. I have no reason in the game to do that. If you check offers, there's a few extra offers for cores, but they don't really get you anything meaningful.
No, and I gotta say, I think this was made to go in conjunction with that Silver Samurai event. I think that's where a lot of this got screwed up. They did give us compensation for the Lunar event in the past. They did change some things in the past. Hopefully they will do that and look at these numbers and see how ridiculous it is for this. I mean, what fun does this add? What fun does this add if we can't even unlock the costume? You know, maybe not giving a. I'm sorry, what? This
isn't for fun. This is for
money. This is for money. It's for money. All right.
This is an offer basically in disguise of an event. It's not an actual event.
I guess you could give them credit. They're trying to charge for costume in a more creative way, right? So
yeah, basically that's what they're doing. Because this is a really cool costume that everybody wants.
And they're hoping people, and it's a character that's not going to be in stealth. How about that? We finally got a character that's not going to be in stealth in the costume or on war defense. Let's go take a look at some of the new costumes in the game, because that was another cool thing that got added.
I'm excited.
And all right, there's some. Oh, well, let's take off this honorable trait here. Let's just go here. Boom. The new costumes in the game. What did you think of this? Venom got a costume.
Looked at. Oh wow, cool.
Is there anything you're reading on the Pharaoh version of Venom?
They made this.
They did make this. This is in game.
But I mean, they made this. This isn't Marvel. This is it was first appearances in Marvel Strike Force. This is created just for this game. Interesting.
Kestrel, Deathpool, and now Ancient Pharaoh. I'm wondering if this is meaning anything for Apocalypse. Do you read anything for that, or is this kind of wishful thinking on my part?
I don't know what this is. It literally has no story. It's like
let me just say, this does not match with that Carnage costume that I worked so hard for. That would be my only complaint about this. But other than that, I think it looks kind of cool.
Venom doesn't really match with symbiotes. I don't use Venom on symbiotes. I think he's the worst one.
Oh, so this is probably not a very good costume for you. All right, we also looks like we're getting this costume finally added to the game, the Emma Frost costume. Finally gonna get a way to add this one. I like this one. I know some people hate this costume. Where are you on the fence with this Emma Frost costume?
Yeah, I don't. It's not my Emma Frost. So
I think I'm alone. I might be the only one that likes this costume. I'm excited for that costume. All right, and the other one that it looks like we're getting is it's in the store right now. The Cyclops costume. He looked like he was all black and red on the other one, but this one looks like it's blue and lighter blue. Exciting? Is this a purchase for you?
Man, I would have been really excited about this like a year or two ago when he came out.
It's so cool a year ago. Super cool a year ago, right?
So great. Now, who cares?
All right, questionable costumes. We got a couple of them. We've had this Doctor Strange costume added to the game with no way to get it so far.
This one's cool.
How do you think they're going to add this? What do you think? How do you think this is going to be introduced to the game?
Well, it's up to you. It's up to everybody here.
It's up to us.
It's up to you. If you go hard on this event and everybody unlocks the Wolverine event, they'll do that again. So you can vote with your cores right now. And there you go.
Excellent point. You're exactly right. I thought you were talking about something else. Yeah, it is exactly up to you. How you react to this Wolverine event and this Weapon X event, it is going to be, they're probably going to do that stuff going forward. All right. Last but not least, Taskmaster. There are a few people that got this costume with the sweepstakes that went on last patch. Do you think this is ever going to be released in the game for most players, or this is just something that's going to go right to the store that we can purchase for 50,000 costume credits?
I think it's really going to be up to what sells. Just once again,
all right,
the community will decide ultimately.
Good answer. All right, let's move on to some new kits that we had earlier announced over the past week, and the first kit that got announced.
Before we move on, let me just point out.
Yes.
I mean, I don't mind that they sell cosmetics. That's like standard practice for mobile games to sell cosmetics that don't affect the game. If they want to sell, these fancy costumes to mega fans of the game, and that's how they're going to make money instead of like doing the other things that they do to make money, which are, more harmful to the player base, it's probably better.
So in retrospect of this event, do you think that in effect, the way the event is right now, this what is it called, the Experiment X event, they're effectively charging for costumes because you got to spend all these cores. Do you mind it in that sense, this milestone event? And I think a lot of the perception of the players is they have given these out in the past. Do you like the way that they're doing this now and just making costumes purely for cosmetic purposes?
I mean, they got to make someone's got to give them money for something. So, what do we want the, big spenders to buy? Do we want them to buy advantages in the game that'll come out when we face them in war? Or do we want them to buy cosmetics that won't affect us at all?
That's a good perspective. That kind of changes my opinion on this Weapon X event or Experiment X event. Maybe not the worst thing to be charging for costumes, but I guess as a player, I'm a little disappointed that I'm probably not going to be getting that costume because it looks cool. That Wolverine Weapon X costume looks cool. It
does. And if the path was clear, I think that would alleviate a lot of people's concerns. If we knew it comes out this way, it takes 2 weeks, and then it's available this way, and then after 3 months, there's kind of a more free to play way to get it. I think that would kind of be the best way to manage the community with that.
Yeah, they sort of done that, but we still don't have the Wanda and Vision costumes in the game, and Thor was announced the same time. That is not in the game, so no consistency in that right now. But I thought that was going to be the plan to eventually add all those things to the game. Yeah. All right, speaking of, I guess we're not speaking of anymore. That Weapon X costume, the running mate. Speaking of the running mate of a Weapon X, let's talk about Lady Deathstrike. Her kit was announced last Friday. Lots of bleeds on this kit. Looks to be very strong on this Weapon X team. How strong do you think Lady Deathstrike is going to be outside of this team, or does she have no use off of this Weapon X team?
I think it's going to be minimal at best. Just looking at the history, I think Omega Red is going to be the one that's going to have the most utility outside the team. If you look at other war teams and how much you use them outside of their war team, it's really minimal.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we get more use out, but Shang-Chi, my goodness, I was using him in balanced PvP. There's a blast running fast. We was using that. We were playing that this morning. Shang-Chi dominates in PvP, so even outside of his war defense team, very, very good. This is the meta leaping that we're doing. So I'm thinking she may not be able to be competitive as raids in the arena as some of the newer characters that we've gotten, but I think she'll be better than some of the older characters just because we're in the second meta of this game. So I think she'll be a good character outside of that, but definitely very, very strong on this Weapon X team. Let's move on to another new member of the team that we got the kit announced this past week. Silver Samurai, the controversial Silver Samurai, the new protector for the team. Reminded me a lot of Strife 2.0, or that's kind of what happened. What was going through my head. What did you think of Silver Samurai's kit when you saw him? And same question about Lady Deathstrike. Do you think he'll have any use outside of this Weapon X team?
I really don't pre-read kits because I don't like to get disappointed when they come out and they don't work the way that they say they.
It's described on the kit.
So I don't pay attention to it. I wait for it to hit game.
Okay.
What's his tags though? I'll be curious about his tags.
Okay, he is a villain, global mutant. He's a protector and the Weapon X, and he's also going to have that limited time. If you remember from this shot here, he's also going to have this limited time trait of that honorable trait right there. So those are his tags there. So. I
just don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know if he's going to fit with Astonishing X-Men. Beast should still give him some bonuses, which is good. I really don't like what happened to Kitty Pryde. I have Kitty Pryde sitting at tier 12 and I can't take her any higher because I don't have my asthma.
Me too. I'm using her every day in the raids. I got her ISO 8 up, but I can't get her gear up because of the miasma.
Stuck. And then I have to decide between that or Cloak. I really have to pick, or spending like $60. So pass.
I'm not buying it. All right. So just looking at this entire Weapon X team, and we'll talk about the reworks for Wolverine. Actually, let's talk about that now. Let's not skip ahead. The reworks to Wolverine and Sabretooth looking like very strong characters now. At least with their base stats, they are some of the stronger characters in the game. It's not as crazy as far as their individual kits though. They got some reworks. How happy are you with the reworks that Wolverine and Sabretooth got?
It's really
look
about
at these stat bonuses.
It's really about time that Wolverine got this. I'm more excited about Wolverine and the possibility of using Wolverine on an Astonishing X-Men hybrid because I use X-23. I like X-23 and I think she's a really good character. And she has synergy with just Wolverine. So if you have X-23, Wolverine, Jubilee, Beast, and Bishop, I think you got a pretty good team. I'm definitely going to test that out.
I'm going to be testing out some different combinations as well. X-23 on that team. I feel she should have had that tag. But yeah, good stat increases for both of these characters. Let's move on. Let's talk about T4s. Right now I have the special and passive upgrade on T4. This looks very, very good once you're going to start to use Sabretooth. That's 5 to 6 targets. This is some crazy damage. His base damage is one of the higher damage characters in the game. What T4s do you have on your Sabretooth right now?
Probably none. I'm really surprised by that though. That's like a raid skill. That's no longer like that doesn't help you beat heroes for hire. No. This is raid. It is raid. Valley Clip was reporting some big raid damage numbers from that skill this morning. Also, this special, I think I did this a while ago, back when I was using him a lot. I think I T14'd him for Dark Dimension 4 originally because of the cost. So a lot of people did that. So it's really cool to see that that's going to have some value now, finally.
Yes, finally, we got Sabretooth, strong damage dealer. All right, big damage dealer for Wolverine as well. Any T4 is worth it in your opinion? I was looking at this one, giving his damage up to 800% piercing on his very, very high base stats of damage now. It used to be low.
I think the damage is already through the roof on that, so I don't know if that's necessary. That's already going to kill. So like, is he going to kill things more?
Good point. Although, depending on some of the content that we have to go through, if you're going to use him in the raids, some of these heroes for hire teams might be very, very annoying. So maybe even that wouldn't kill.
Any character that you're going to use in raids is usually worth fully maxing out on tier 4s. Because I
would agree.
Yeah.
Arena and raids. I would agree with that. More offense, defense, I don't know.
Arena, not as much, because like if you look at Moondragon, you barely ever get to use her ultimate attack. So it's really not worth that T4 because it never gets used if your Affinity Watch is winning.
Here's my argument for the T4 on a Moondragon. Even if you're not going to use that ultimate ever, it's going to increase her power level significantly. And that might make someone think twice about attacking you. So I think for your Arena team, just for that fear factor of that power level going through the roof because of that T4, I think there is an argument. If you have an abundance of T4s, not if you're just T4 crunched, if you have an abundance of T4s, there is that argument to fully T4 your entire Arena team. Just to be a little more scary and just like, that's the 800 team, this is 7. I'll go for the 700. So I agree, but sort of.
You wouldn't scare me.
Sort of. All right. Let's talk about this team though. This Weapon X team. What are your thoughts? How easily do you think they're going to be able to counter heroes for hire? And are you thinking of possibly placing them on war defense, because there will be a strong war defense character, war defense team, but that might leave you stuck if you see a lot of heroes for hire or Infinity Watch. So what are you planning to do, and what are your thoughts on how this team will be when they come to the game?
I would never put this team on defense, ever. I like you all too much. I just wouldn't do it to you. I think the players of this game are good people. I think we'd have a good time if we met in person. I just wouldn't pick a team like this on defense. I don't have the heart for it. It would really screw you up on offense, though. It would screw up your opponents, but it would screw you up as well. So what is going to be the most screwy thing? The other side is I'm also a very selfish, arrogant player, and I want all my war credits. So there's no way I'm giving up an easy win by putting this on war defense. Are you kidding me? I'm not. Of course, this is going to work great on Heroes for Hire, and I want my war credits, so I get my wins.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense for that. All right, so let me know what you guys are going to do. I think the most common thought is to use this on offense, Infinity Watch on offense, Heroes for Hire goes on defense, but I think there's some masochistic people that might place Weapon X on defense. Infinity Watch, sadistic, yeah.
Yes.
I thought I said, I don't know, whatever. All three of them on defense. It could be a bad war for everybody involved, both the attackers and the defenders. If you're doing that,
no, it's sadistic and masochistic. It's both. It's like
all of it. All right. Let's talk about the key member of this team. This guy, not here yet, but he is having an event coming up sometime. A mythical, legendary event, and we know the unlock method is going to be the Secret Avengers. Now, we don't know when these guys are going to be farmable. We don't know when his event is. So I guess this is more prediction time, because even if Scopely has an idea right now, you know how they change things so often. I mean, their plan was to release Silver Samurai yesterday, but that guy screwed up. So based on what you have a feeling of right now, when do you think his event is going to be, and how many weeks? And I'm saying weeks as being optimistic, or days if you're not as optimistic, or hours, or none. Are we going to have an event to farm these Secret Avengers?
I'm going to give you 6 days before the event starts. 6 days! Before the event starts, and then you're going to have like 5 days that the event runs.
All right, I think you've been talking to the community managers at Scopely too much. That does not sound friendly at all. And I think a lot of people are going to be missing out on Omega Red if that happens.
That's history. That's how it is.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how it's done.
Unfortunately, you're right. But I hope that things have changed. I hope that things change. Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway. All right. They will be farmable at some point. Maybe not before his event. I want your predictions on where they're going to be farmable. Captain Sam, Maria Hill, Sharon Carter. Sharon Carter was the most easily accessible because she was an event campaign character. So I'll leave you to the most farmable character, or the easiest shards to obtain during her release. Where do you think Sharon Carter is going to go?
All right, who was our event campaign last time when we needed to farm characters? Our last legendary was
Adam Warlock was the last one, and we needed Jubilee and we needed X Factor. So was Multiple Man the X Factor?
Yes, Multiple Man.
Okay.
Node. So Sharon Carter should go to a node.
Okay.
If history serves us well.
All right, Sharon Carter to a node is your predictions. All right, my prediction, it was so friendly they're going to put it in a Blitz store. All right, we'll see. So. These are all guesses right now, guys. And Valley Club, join in the guests fun down there. All right, Maria Hill, Blitz release character, bugged, many bugs upon her release, horrible release. Between all the bugs and her not working correctly and the debacle in the store, I don't know if a lot of people bought her. So Blitz release, not the worst, but yeah. So based on that, where do you think she's going to end up?
It would make sense for them to put her in the raid store, but whatever store is coming up next, I don't know if it's war or Blitz or raid, what our rotation is right now.
Okay.
But I would assume a store.
Is there a rotation, or is it just random?
And it's usually a rotation.
Throwing the darts.
No, it goes in sequence. Historically, it goes in sequence. When they do one, they do the next one. If they did it goes. Yeah.
Well, if we're going in sequence, then yeah, nothing in Blitzstorm, because we just had White Tiger added to the Blitzstorm. But I'm going to stick with my guess. I'm not going to change it based on that. So you're saying a raid store for Maria Hill?
Because the last thing we put in the raid store was Kitty Pryde.
Yeah. Okay. I think your guesses are based on logic. Mine's are based more on feeling. But all right, I'm gonna guess Maria Hill. I'm gonna guess campaign node. Now, the worst release that of any character is Strike Pass, and that's how Captain Sam was released. Phylavel was released that way. So what are your predictions for where Captain Sam ends up being such a stingy release method?
Polaris was the strike pass, and
Polaris was a strike pass.
and she went to a node. Now, my hope is that Sam will go to a node as well. But my fear is that he's going to go to the War Store.
I know, yeah, we agree on this one. I think the two worst places are that Arena Orb and the War Store. We just had Phyla-Vell go to the Arena Orb, and I think it's going to be War Store, unfortunately. So that would really suck. I hope it's campaign node or something else, but...
If you remember history, when they did Dr. Octopus X-23 went to the War Store. So if you remember how that felt, that's how it's going to feel when Sam goes there. But worse.
All right. So we'll have those go there, and we'll see what happens. All right. In addition to
hey, good news. Nick Fury is available to farm right now.
Oh yes, and Winter Soldier as well, right?
Yeah. But Nick Fury, I mean, relatively easy to get, right? You just got to like farm, 5 Kree minions. You like those?
I love them. I especially love Kree Oracle. So valuable on my roster.
It's nice.
All right, we got a lot of changes to Alliance War. Now, my alliance does not start their war for another 2 hours or so. So I've not experienced any of these changes yet. Have you guys started a war?
Yes.
How are you liking these changes? Let's go through them one by one. War ready characters. Were your characters ready with this war ready trait? ISO 8 level tier 1 up to tier 1 level 4, not ISO 8 green, to get these characters war ready. And I actually got a question about this war ready trait. We got 2 different descriptions, one in this blog post and in the in-game message, and one the week before saying that the hangar and cargo bay did different things. What is actually going on in the game right now? Because I have not had a war yet.
The cargo bay gives you the war ready boost.
It says the hangar and cargo bay also both on defense. One, the previous blog post said one on offense, one on defense. Are they both on defense, or they're both on defense?
All right. The cargo bay gives you the defense boost at 20%. And then the hangar gives you the offense boost at 10% for any war-ready characters that you have.
Okay, so the previous blog post was the correct one. What we got in-game and the patch notes are the wrong one. Because what it says in the patch notes, the war-ready traits give characters boosted when defending a hangar or cargo bay in Alliance War.
Yeah, that's like gibberish.
Okay, so it's all right. So it's one is offense, one is defense, like described last week. All right.
Yes.
Were your characters war ready? Were you ready for this?
My offense teams were, because my offense teams are typically my raid characters. And that's how I like, me, I make crazy broke up meta teams. Yeah. And it's kind of what because I only build raid characters really. And so I make those my war offense characters, and they're like blue tier 3. So they're fine. Okay,
cool. All right. Room updates. So we got some bonuses changed. The cargo bay got some different bonuses. Bridge got some different bonuses. Hangar got some different bonuses. I don't know how far along you are in the war to see if these actually made a difference, but what is your response to some of these changes on these 3 rooms?
I'm not a fan. I don't love it. I think war is needlessly complex at this point. It was kind of simple before, and not like in a bad way. It was simple, like in an engaging way, where I would go in and there was a sense of urgency and that something was happening. Now it's kind of meandering, and the bonuses are kind of like that too. Like my Infinity Watch was 1,000,000 power because of all the bonuses on it. And I guess if you like crashing bigger cars together, this is cool. But other than that, it's just kind of too much.
All right, so I guess it is what it is. I mean, with a lot of these things, it's saying that they're going to continue to monitor things, and hopefully that's what they do. I wish, from the players that were on the test server feedback, it doesn't sound like a lot of the feedback was taken for this. The complaints that were there are still there. Let's talk about some of the new energy system.
Positive. Yes. Try to be positive with you, Valley.
I know. I say, let's be positive this time, and then I'm the one that brings the negative. So I apologize about that.
Let me help you out. One thing that happened from the test is that they were going to charge you start credits to make you buy your extra attack.
Between the first and second play test.
Yes, and they did roll that back, which is really good because that really would have hurt alliances a lot.
Yeah, I was talking about some of the changes they wanted from the second playtest, but yeah, they did make some changes for the positive between the first and second one. That's good. All right, so the last thing I wanted to actually not the last thing. The next thing I want to talk to you about the war changes are the energy system. What was that experience like when you guys started this past war? Having that extra energy, having the ability to store that extra energy and do 4 attacks at once. How critical was it that your alliance was on at that initial start time?
I mean, here's the thing with that, and I thought I went into my thoughts. I'll have a video coming out on this too if you want to hear the uncensored thoughts. But
yes, definitely. I'm gonna put it, if you got a link, make sure you send that to me.
Absolutely. So my take home from this is that hardcore war alliances, when they fight other hardcore war alliances, they're going to have to be very engaged, and it's probably going to be exciting. Mm-hmm. If you are not a hardcore war alliance and you're fighting another not hardcore war alliance, like 2 alliances that kind of don't really care.
That's me.
If you're fighting, like if your alliance was fighting my alliance, we'd be fine.
Not fun for us. Oh, well, but we're casual, so we expect not winning every war. It's fine.
It's fine. I mean, we might throw to you. We don't flex on people. But anyways, if me and you fought, if our alliance fought, it would be easy because we would work it out ahead of time who was going to win. And then we would be able to take our time and it would be more relaxing, quite honestly. However, the problem is when a casual alliance like one of ours fights a hardcore alliance, you're just decimated. You have no shot at winning that war. It's over. If they come out the gate and they're all war ready on defense, you're done.
So honestly, I don't know what has changed because hardcore alliances versus hardcore alliance, they're going to go hard as well. Casual versus casual, it's whatever. Then they're casual. Casual versus hardcore, you weren't winning that anyway. If you're casual, you're not winning that. So,
but it's going to be more clear. It's going to feel worse. It's going to sink in maybe a little more. I think we're going to find more casual war alliances as this goes in, as it sinks in. The guys last night didn't want to throw to us, but we talked a little bit, and then they're like, "You can have the win."
That convincing. The salesmanship from you.
You know what? This is looking pretty bad, actually.
All right. So I guess it may not have too much of an impact at all these energy systems. Let's talk about this last thing. I think this was the most positive change in Alliance War. You're not able to test the room bonuses, but you're able to do a lot to test. You can test out as much as you want, work out the timing, all that stuff, getting the war bonuses there. Maybe not the room bonuses, but the war bonuses, which I think are the most important things. Have you tested this out? Not yet. Well, you guys pretty much went right into a war, right? So
let me talk to you about something just on a leader tip for a sec. Are we going to talk about Doom Raids?
We are. That is actually the next that's actually the next topic.
Cover it more then. But look, I had to spend my time getting ready as a leader. I had to spend my time getting ready for my alliance to do the Doom Raid. I didn't have time to play games with war.
Okay. Gotcha. Or like a non-war practice modes.
Yeah.
But I think this is a positive experience. There's some mixed things in this patch. It's not all positive, not all negative, but I think the practice mode itself is positive. Doom 2.
Here we go.
All right. This was challenging.
Yeah, we're in my wheelhouse.
This was challenging, but this was fun. I like the challenge. What are your thoughts on Doom 2?
It's not bad at all. Pretty good. I mean, it looks like 60% is pretty obtainable. 30% definitely. By the top alliances, I mean, new alliances. You really need blue ISO.
This is tough. It's tough for newer alliances. Yeah,
you need blue ISO level 3 to be in here. Tier 15. You don't need, what my fear is that you would need tier 16 to be in here. And that's not the case. Which would really, as you can imagine, would really be hard.
I mean, we're very casual in war, semi-competitive in raids, and we're at 30% already. So I don't think this is that bad as far as the difficulty. It is challenging. I'm not able to. I haven't one-shot any nodes. Actually, the early Mystic node I did.
The rewards. Let me show you something about the rewards.
Yes.
Not these rewards, but the other rewards.
Which ones you're talking about?
Go back.
Oh, I see what this
those
part
are
here.
words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's normalized? If you go across the tiers, it's the same except for the teal gear orbs. Very interesting.
Oh,
exactly the same.
I'm just noticing it.
So you don't even really have that much incentive to hit 60%, which is a little annoying.
Yeah, unless you're really rushing to get into Dark Dimension 5, but
which you shouldn't do.
Unless you're a FOMO player.
Yeah, I would get rid of the fear. I try to. I'm that's my new talking point. I'm like, just don't fear. No fear.
Okay, and obviously you guys are at. How soon do you think it's going to take for your alliance to reach 100% and move on to the next difficulty?
I don't wanna.
Months. Okay.
I don't want to. I'll wait until the new bio team comes out, right? Like, let's get a new bio team, because I know a lot of people in my alliance just don't even want to touch symbiotes, and I can't argue with them really.
So I haven't tried that bio in Doom 2 yet. I went the far, as you guys saw, I went to the far right and did Mutant first, and I'm currently in Mystic and Mystic. We actually missed one shot of that first Mystic node, so that was pretty good.
The one thing I was telling my alliance, probably my best tip right now, is for the bio nodes, you want the people on your alliance who have 800k symbiotes. Yeah, those are the guys you want to put on your bio nodes. If they don't have that, move them over to that Astonishing. For the Astonishing X-Men, you only need like a 600 to 650 Astonishing X-Men. We'll get you through there. For the bio, you need like 800k.
Oh my goodness!
That's the power leap.
We must have some pretty big bio teams in our strike team, because a couple people managed to finish that.
Yeah. I actually have the 800k bio, and it was pretty easy. I did it on stream. The video's on my channel if you want to have a look at it.
Symbiotes without Venom, with Phylaville?
No, I use Phylaville instead of Venom.
Phylaville instead. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I used Daredevil in the second node. It was a really weird run. Yeah, Daredevil did great. He didn't die.
I have not put any resources into my Daredevil other than like minimal to make him work on the Shadowland team. So
I like Daredevil.
Maybe that's worth it. All right, so the big reward in the Doom 2 is Teal Gear to eventually get into Dark Dimension 5. It is pretty expensive if you're trying to buy this through the store.
If you're gonna buy your way,
600k per advanced augmented basic catalyst. We're getting 45k per other part. And have you seen some of these offers for this Teal Gear here? Some craziness.
Yeah, I didn't know.
$19 for 5 parts.
Yeah.
$50 for 100 of these pieces. I mean, are they insane? Have they not made a lot of money earlier this year? We're getting, what is this? $20 for some bio gear of augmented, $20 for every class, actually.
You got the right take, man. No, that's what it is. They did the most average players of this game, 80% to 90% of the players of this game are not spending money. So this is what we have now. And this is what we have in other mobile games. I did an interview with a guy that does content, Rev Deuce. He does content for Star Trek Fleet Command.
Okay.
All their offers are $100. They solely focus on the heaviest spenders with their offers, and that's how they make their money. And I think that's what we're kind of seeing. That's the trend we're seeing here.
Yeah, isn't that kind of standard in mobile games? I don't think that's unique to Marvel Strike Force. I think
Marvel Strike Force has actually been really kind of free to play friendly until kind of this patch. This patch is making a real turn towards wanting more money from the top of the game. This isn't meant for, most players aren't supposed to buy this, or this doesn't appeal to us. Like, I would never even consider this in a million years. But there are players that want to get into Dark Dimension 5, and they're going to buy all this stuff, and they're funding the game right now, basically.
Agreed. Because the casual spender just doesn't have as much stuff to spend money on. No. All right, but let's go to. So I don't know if this is necessarily negative. You know, they want to make money, and there's players that are willing to spend it. Good on them, because they like you said, they are funding the game. So I don't know if this is necessarily negative, but
wouldn't have a game if not for them. So I just hope that they're practicing, good spending, and that they're not spending outside their means. That's my concern with it, and I feel that it's a little predatory in here. So that's sticky.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a little predatory, but hopefully everybody that is purchasing it is able to afford it, and not getting some kind of weird addiction or something that can happen in games like this. All right, let's move on to some positives. Like I said, I don't know if that was a positive or negative. It just kind of is what it is. This is a positive, I think, for mid-game alliances, for newer alliances that are not in the most difficult sections of the Greek raids. The completion percentage requirement to unlock higher difficulties and earn first-time rewards have been reduced for alpha, beta, gamma 4 raids. I'm hearing from chat that it was 60% instead of 100% now. How big of an impact do you think this will have on newer alliances trying to get into those more difficult raids?
All right. So it's really cool that they're making it easier to get the first-time rewards, because the first-time rewards can be a big help in kind of catching you up to where you want to be in the game. The problem is that the rewards, the daily rewards, like on the Alpha 4 or the Beta 4, any of the difficulty 4s, aren't really much higher than the 3s, and honestly aren't really even worth it to do on a daily basis outside of like the raid season ranking, which you're just going to get way more of if you can get into the Doom raid. So kind of a non-issue, but the first time rewards, that's a good thing.
Makes sense. Yeah. The first time rewards are really, really good. I kind of like the challenge once in a while, but there's days that I don't have the time. I'm just like, I just want to auto. So I don't know how to find that perfect balance in that. But the challenge, I'm liking Doom because it's hard. So having more challenge, even if the rewards aren't that great for me, that makes it a little more fun. But yes,
there's a sweet spot between challenge and then like taking 3 hours to beat. And I think the Doom 2 is probably there for me and you, and then it's actually taking us less time to play the Doom 2 than it was like the Doom 1.1.
Oh, yeah, because I'm not doing as many nodes.
Exactly, and that's kind of the sweet spot.
I agree. Yeah, so like Emma Rotter's difficult on War Defense, good. Heroes for Hire, not a little too difficult for me.
Yeah,
All right. All right, the other big thing, and this has been. I've been asking for this for years. Advanced options. Download all assets it's on Wi-Fi only. So if you got like some unlimited data plan, you're not gonna be able to take advantage of it, but until you go on Wi-Fi. Now,
you can do a hotspot.
I guess you could do a hotspot. Yeah. All right. So people have been asking, how do you get this? It's an advanced option. So you go here in game, advanced option. You scroll all the way down to the bottom here. So it's on the bottom. Check that. As soon as you get out of it, it's going to start downloading the assets. Has this made a big difference for you? That time in between loading nodes, has this or loading battles, the different environments? Is this made a big difference for you?
I mean, it's not like groundbreaking. It's something that should have been in the game from day one, but it's really nice to see it. It's been rumored for a while, so it's cool to see it drop. I'm surprised they didn't make a bigger deal. Maybe they're embarrassed.
They're like, we should have had this 3 years ago, but it's finally here, guys. You can download all the assets. Isn't this awesome?
It's great.
All right.
Hey, maybe we'll get an inventory screen next.
Don't go crazy. Don't go too crazy, Mr. Hartgrave. Come on now. They just gave us the download all assets after 3 years. Maybe 3 more years we'll get that inventory seed.
All right, I'm being unreasonable.
I know. You get. All right. Blitz.
Calm down.
We gotta calm down there. There's no Turkish delights for you tonight. All right. Blitz. We got another Blitz coming. The Cloak and Dagger Blitz. Last one went off so well. What do you think is going to happen later today when we get a second version of this Cloak and Dagger Blitz?
Were you being sarcastic?
It was the perfect Blitz. We got so much compensation from it. We're gonna get compensation for Dagger getting shards. We're getting compensation. I don't know if we're getting compensation actually, but there was extra energy that some people got. I mean, it was perfect storm of weirdness. So what do you think is gonna happen tonight? Do you think it's gonna go off as planned? Do you think yeah.
I remember now. I took advantage of that. That was nice, actually. That's how the event.
I missed that one also. I'm missing all these advantage bugs that they're giving out.
That was a good one, man. Yeah, aren't you supposed to get some? The store is still in the game, right? So maybe they can give you that credit still.
But that's why they're not giving the credits, because the store's still in the game. All right, so back to the original. Do you think tonight's Blitz is going to go off without a hitch, or are we going to have more compensation coming, baby?
Right. I'm gonna put a prediction in that the milestones are gonna give out like I think last time it gave out. Well, okay, I think it was the strike pass that's gonna be bugged because I think it's gonna give out cloak shards instead of dagger shards again. For the Blitz itself, I don't know. I don't know what I foresee on that. I'm excited. I log in at 8 o'clock every day, so happy to see what they've messed up and take advantage of it. That's
sometimes it's not in your favor to log in right at that time, though. Sometimes the bugs work against you. Sometimes they work in your favor, though. So I guess the lesson is, no matter what happens tonight, you got to be logged in to see.
The game,
and then you gotta let somebody else. Then you gotta let somebody else test it to see if it's actually working like it is.
That's the gambling that I'm addicted to, right there at 8 o'clock. I want to know if this bug is gonna hurt me or help me.
There's gambling all different ways. Orbs, login, reset times, things working correctly or not. You never know what you're gonna get in Marvel Strike Force. And I think the bingo is. I think I hit a few lines on that bingo board that I had. With this update, I know some people on Android are still not even able to open the game because it keeps crashing. So
I heard that.
Probably compensation for that as well for everyone. So, my goodness. All right. Any other final thoughts? Did you want to discuss What If, or you just want to keep it to Marvel Strike Force today?
No, I love What If. I'm all caught up on that. Yeah.
All right. So, spoiler warning. I'm not going to talk about yesterday's episode because the kids and I have not watched that yet. So, we're going to talk about the one from the past week about Thor. Yes. So if you have not watched that yet, spoiler warning, we're going to talk about episode whatever that was for the Mighty Thor. So, All right. You have been warned. Let's discuss it. If Loki was not in existence, Thor would not be a party pooper. Is that the Thor you prefer?
No, actually, I thought this was the weakest episode of What If, quite honestly.
See, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that I enjoyed. Mjolnir landed on Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was not able to pick it up. Did you see the article back when the original Captain Marvel movie was released in theaters, and Brie Larson's like, yeah, I think Captain Marvel can pick up Mjolnir.
Wow.
Obviously, Brie, you are not right. She is not able to pick up Mjolnir. So Captain Marvel, not worthy.
That's a bold stance. No, I kind of felt like all the characters in the show were like, they were like Disneyfied. I didn't feel like I was watching like the MCU characters. I felt like and it's a what if story, so they don't have to be true to the movies or anything. It had a much lighter tone, but coming off of the zombies episode, I guess I was expecting a higher quality or a different tone, because I felt the zombies episode was right up there with like the Doctor Strange and like the two strongest ones.
This is the first one that kind of had a happier type ending. They've all been kind of depressing and like downlifting. This one is like, he made a mess and he cleaned it up. So it's the first one that wasn't. I was like, the whole thing is ruined. Like that Killmonger one was like, this is not turning out better. The Doctor Strange one, like, this is not turning out better. This is turning out worse. So yeah. All right.
I like the end of the Thor episode. That was a nice teaser at the end. That was good.
I didn't even look at the thing. Who was that? Who was that at the end? I didn't even look up the Vision. It was Ultron.
Ultron. Well,
it looked like
yeah.
Ultron, but I was like, how did they make him without Vision? All right, cool.
Now your imagination's fired up and you want to see what happens. That's a good episode.
I do. I'm enjoying it better now. It's so good. All right, but that is it for What If. I heard this week's episode. Yesterday's episode is really, really good. I can't wait to watch that, but I have not watched it yet, so no spoilers in the comments or anything like that. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. We're back every single week with more Marvel Strike Force, your news update. Mr. Hartgrave, before you go, let everybody know where they can find you, my brother.
Great. You can find me at YouTube. Just search for Mr. Hartgrave. I'll come right up, or click the link down below. And Twitch, we're on there every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Wednesday and Friday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, and Monday at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. I normally have a guest.
Sweet. So all the links will be down below, guys. Make sure you check him out. Puts out some very, very cool content and started talking about some wrestling. So if you're a wrestling fan from back in the day, you should check out his streams because I might be watching some wrestling with you on your channel down the road. So
it'd be great.
yes. All right. Thank you guys. I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy this update for better or worse, guys. I see you getting ready with that fist bump. There it is. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin, and Mr Hartgrave out.